This is for you brave souls out there who want to create your own show before the end of the year so you can launch into the new year with a consistent show that you're making for yourself or your brand, your business. I'm going to give you some ideas for your industry. So if you're a law firm, what shows you should look at to create? If you have a restaurant, if you sell something, what shows should you look at? So this is what this video is about. Let's dive into it. So I was listening to a few authors who were saying, if you want to write a good book, you need to be a great reader yourself. You can't just be a good writer. It just doesn't happen. You need to read some great books and then you can write some great books. So I'm going to give you the same type of advice. If you want to make a great show for whatever you're doing, you need to watch some great shows. You need to watch some current shows. Even if they're not your cup of tea, find out why people are flocking to them, why people are watching them, so you know how to apply the same type of perhaps story structure, the same type of characters to your brand, to your business. That's where I would start first. Now, when we say show, it doesn't have to go to be a 30-minute or 42-minute show that goes on Netflix or Hulu. You can make that show. You can get an agent and license it or sell it to one of these streaming platforms. But let's start somewhere with you, that you're going to get your own sales, your own customers, your own clients. People are going to flock to your social media to watch your show. Let's start there first. If you can prove that, then let's move on to the next step. So how do you do that? Think about what you want to do. Are you creating maybe 2 1-minute episodes a week? Are you creating 2 90-second episodes a week? Is it 5 1-minute episodes a week? You may want to do a little bit of trial and error to see how much people are willing to watch depending on what you sell or what your business is. Second thing I'd say is think about the stereotypical profession. So if you're looking at a chef, if you're looking at a lawyer, if you're looking at a dentist, if you're looking at a plastic surgeon, think, how do these people act? How do these characters act? So do the opposite. What I mean by that is, if you're thinking of a chef and the chef says, "Hey, welcome to my restaurant. Can I seat you here?" "Oh, you don't like the food? It's okay. I'll take it back." That's not what you want to do. You want to pivot and be more like Gordon Ramsay, perhaps. You want to say like, "Hey, you don't like this? Get out." Or if you're a dentist, you can talk a little bit of shit like, "Hey, here comes these clients that are trying to get a second opinion for a tooth that looks like they haven't brushed for 6 years." I know you don't want to off-put your patients or your customers, but you want to keep it a little bit real. Maybe you do need to fake it a little bit, but you want to bring that realness out of you, go in that middle area so that you have an interesting character. Or if you're not the interesting character, you have an interesting character at your practice or where you're working. Let's jump into the actual industries. Let's say you have a hotel. What show can you watch to base your content on, your shows on? So think about White Lotus. If you haven't seen White Lotus, there's 3 seasons currently. There's a 4th season coming out. Check it out on how they develop the employees and how they develop the actual guest. There's 2 different types of stories that go on and they collide. The reason you want to do this is because the more stories you have, the more entertaining characters you have, the more people are going to watch. One of the failures, I think, of White Lotus is that the characters don't always return. So when you invest in these characters, sometimes they came back from season 1 to season 2, but they don't always go from season 2 to season 3. They either die off or they're replaced. And I think that's a mistake because people want to invest into characters. So if you're, for example, a law firm and you're making your content based on the assistant or the intern, well, that may not work because if they leave, your show's going to leave with them. Your customers are going to leave with them. So consider having a character that is based on the main subject of your business, whether that's the head chef, head lawyer, head dentist. That's who you want the main character to be based on. Let's move on to a dentist. What shows should you watch if you're a dentist and you have a dental practice? Think about watching Scrubs and think about watching House. Now, these have the regular medical people inside the shows, but they also have the quirky or the more direct and the more blatantly rude, you can say, person that's involved. These are important because, again, the characters are what get people involved. The characters are going to have people come back to them. The characters are going to have people invest in them. So that's why you want these strong characters. I never watched Scrubs, but the older head doctor, he's coming back for the reboot. Why is he coming back? Because he was such a strong character. You have a restaurant. What shows do you make if you have a restaurant? Think about watching The Bear. I think it's about 4 or 5 seasons in right now. And think about watching any of Gordon Ramsay's shows. Now, these shows have characters, again, that are direct, that tell you this food sucks or tells you this is good. It's that directness that is refreshing. When you go to a restaurant, you don't find refreshing. When you go to a restaurant, you don't find direct waiters or direct chefs. Everybody's nice kissing your ass because they're trying to get a tip. They're trying to make you happy so you don't leave a bad Yelp review. But if you're creating a show, People are not going to leave a bad Yelp review. They may come in to experience it themselves, and they may be disappointed if you're not direct, but that's what you're basing your content on, because for the content, you want people to watch it. You want people to find out about you and actually come visit you. What you do after that is your own strategy on how you want to approach that, based on if you want to have direct people in your restaurant. Think about the restaurant Dick's Last Resort, I think it was, where they would, curse at you, throw straws at you, be rude to you, but that was their whole shtick. You have a law firm. Where do you watch if you have a law firm? You can obviously watch Suits, but I would recommend watching The Office and watching their new show, the spinoff, The Paper. These shows are, again, they have so many different characters that if you have a large enough law firm, even 3 or 5 people, you can have different characters that are going to be working with each other in different ways where people are going to be invested. Some might like this character, some might like this character. Your lead lawyer is still going to perhaps be the star, the main person, but it's those side characters that are going to get people perhaps more invested. Your lead attorney might be the person that has to be a little bit more on the safe side, maybe not be so direct and so outlandish, but it's those side people, that those interns or the junior lawyer, whatever they're called, they're the ones that are going to maybe have more of a character, more of a directness, that people are going to be like, oh, we want to watch for that person. We want to see how he or she does this differently, or how they talk to customers, how they deliver checks next week. They're the ones that are going to be have people be invested and want to watch more. Wellness clinic. What should you watch? Think about Dr. Pimple. Think about The Real Housewives, Name Your Favorite City. These are reality-based shows. They're not really scripted. They're based on a producer asking questions and directing where the show goes, finding the conflict and building on that. And that's what you can do if you have a wellness show. Again, you're trying to stand out. So you're not going to want to do what everybody else is doing. You're not going to want to be like, hey, we welcome people. We treat everyone like family, because that's going to be boring as hell. You want to do something different. You want to be perhaps more direct with people, like, hey, you don't need Botox, you need more Botox. You don't need filler, your mother needs filler. You want to be different. So you maybe deal with guys, Botox. Hey, bro, you need to come get your Botox. Hey, you're not going to get laid unless you have Botox. Think about it that way. You're standing out. You're being direct. You're doing what people don't expect. That's why people are going to want to watch. Psychologists, what do you do if you have a psychology practice? 2 shows, Shrinking and In Treatment. These are 2 great shows to see. Again, you have contrasting characters. You have characters that are more real and empathic, and you have characters that are more direct, but they still solve the problem. They still get their stuff done. Don't think that if you create a badass character or a character that's direct, that they're also going to be failures. No, the more badass or the more direct or the more rude the character is, the more helpful and great at their job they're going to be. So if you're not great at your job, or if you're not good at what you do, then you can't have that badass direct character. You need to be perhaps more mellow, or find a different person that works with you to fill that role. So take these, watch them, see how they pertain to you, and see how you can create 1.5 minute, or if you're bold enough, 22-minute or 42-minute episodes that you're going to post on YouTube, or license to streamers, or start it off yourself first and then move in that direction later on. My name was Arash, and if you need help doing this, reach out to me. We've been doing this for years now. We'd be happy to work with you and create a show for your brand or your business.